So Absol dropped These Days, and I gotta say that's one of the most confusing albums that I've heard all year. Like, there's just too much going on here. We all know Absol is a great lyricist. That I don't even have to get into. I don't even have to give you examples. You can just listen to the album, and you'll hear it all. You can go on Rap Genius and scroll as you're listening, and you'll see some crazy shit that is being said on this album. But as far as the production goes and the content, it's kind of jumbled up together, which kind of ruins the cohesion of the project. I mean, you got songs like Sapiosexual, where the beat sounds like a half-finished Timbaland product, and he's just rapping about all the sexual things that he wants to do. You know, they call him Young Mindfuck, apparently, and on this song he's saying how he wants to lick your ass, but don't judge him. But if you're gonna lick some ass, you might be judged. I'm sorry, Absol, that's just how it goes. I'm not hating on you if you want to lick ass, but people are gonna have something to say about it. Then you have some other songs like World Runners, which is a good song. I like the beat. It has a lot of bass. It has those fast hi-hats on it. Features Lupe with a great verse. One of the better songs on there. 100 Stacks with Schoolboy Q. Same sort of feel as World Runners. Another great song on there. But then we go back to the confusion, and you bring on these other songs like Twacked, which sounds like a DJ Mustard beat and a song that was left off of YG's album, My Crazy Life. I mean, how do you mix all this together on an album? And then you move to a song called Closure, where it's about his girlfriend who committed suicide and past relationships, how he wants closure, and he's singing over top of this depressing, crawling beat. Like, I appreciate experimentation, and I like when albums do a lot of different things, but when it's all over the place like this, it's hard to really grasp. I mean, you look at Isaiah Rashad's album, Sylvia Demo, and I felt like that was smooth pretty much from start to finish. Even the songs that were kind of different, you know, it was set up well and it flowed into one another nicely, but These Days is just confusing to me. Then there's Tree of Life. It has some sort of an old school, more boom bap beat that's hard. I like it. The lyrics on it are great, as his lyrics are through the whole album. But unfortunately, I find Absol kind of boring. Not his lyrical content, which is like a 10 out of 10, but just his flow and his voice. They don't really reach me. They don't really grab me. Like, if a song is featuring Absol, I know his verse is going to be full of crazy lyrics, but there's not really going to be anything that makes me go, oh shit, as far as different things he's doing with his flow and his voice sticking out to me. You know, Schoolboy Q on 100 Stacks obviously lifts that up a bit. SZA on God's Rain, which is one of my favorite songs on there, has a really smooth, mellow vibe, and her voice is just, you know, SZA's voice. It's kind of chilling, almost haunting. It adds a little bit of atmosphere to the song. You know, there's good things about this album, but it's confusing. Stigmata, you know that one, the video where he's dragging the cross, features Action Bronson with a weird Action Bronson verse, which doesn't really fit on this song because it's about stigmata, you know, you got holes in your hands, basically being sacrificed for the good of rap. There's an interlude with Kendrick Lamar, and it has a Terrace Martin beat that's all jazzy and all over the place, which is cool. I like it. In fact, it might sound like I'm bashing this album. I actually like it, but it's just confusing. I get that an artist wants to show, you know, their different sides throughout a project, but when it's all over the place like this, it's hard for me to know how to take it. The production isn't brutal, but it's just kind of middle ground. Like, I would give it like a 3 out of 5, I guess, because I find the more I listen to the album, the more the beats kind of wear thin. The lyrics, though, like I said, just the lyrics themselves, not really the flow and the attention that he gets with his voice. They're like a 5 out of 5, I would say, because you look at some of the stuff he's saying, and it's crazy. Like, there's all kinds of clever wordplay. And he does go into depth, like on Closure, where he's singing about his girlfriend who committed suicide, and he talks about his vision problems, why he has to wear sunshades. So, you know, he is saying some things, but I don't know. It just seems kind of boring and all over the place to me, but it's not a bad album. In fact, I'd give this album a 3.5 out of 5, which is a pretty good mark. One of the higher marks that I've given an album since I've come back to do my reviews. But it's just a bit of a jumbled mess, I felt. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Absol. I listened to some of his older stuff, and I was never that big of a fan. Always respected him as an MC 100%, but just the music that he makes, his hooks kind of suffer. I've never been a big Absol fan, and this one doesn't really change my mind. I think it's a good album, and I think somebody could probably piece together a good argument that it's going to be one of the better albums of 2014. I kind of like it, but I don't know. I'm not going to listen to it a whole much more. I would rather listen to Isaiah Rashad's Sylvia Demo, or Schoolboy Q's Oxymoron, or obviously Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, which you can't really compare all these artists, but where they're on TDE, you know that discussion is going to be had. You know, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews from other people on this. A lot of Absol fans say that this isn't the Absol they want to hear, that they were very disappointed with it. Then I've heard people who aren't into Absol who say they kind of like it because it is different from his other stuff. So take whatever you will from that. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments section. Thank you for watching. We got some more albums coming up soon that I'll be reviewing. You know, we got J-Rock whenever that's coming. Common is coming this July. There's some mixtapes in the works. So stay tuned and thanks for watching my channel.